Hi guys, Dragon here today doing a Kozmo deck profile. Yeah, I managed to get Kozmo cards and I didn't manage to spend as much as people want for them either. A few of the cards are still on the way. I have almost everything else, luckily enough. So this is not a complete build yet. This is a in practice, in test run, in theory. This is what I think it might play like, or at least what I want to test it like. You know, people might find something incredibly different to what I have, but this is just like more of a first look into it. And yeah, I'll go through some of the choices later. I have quick links down below to the deck list if you just want the list. But let's get into it. Start off with the highest levels and then go down. 2 Dank Destroyer. My reasoning for that is, no, not 3. Dank Destroyer is a bit of a Dark Destroyer. I call it Dank Destroyer. It's a bit of a 2.5 card. Like you want it in your opening hand, but you don't want more than one, because you want it in your deck and you want to search it out later. And sitting on it's not great, even though you've got Kozmo Town, but still. And honestly, I don't really see why you'd need 3 when the idea is that you get to the 8, the highest level, then you go down, and you go 8, 7, 6, 5, and you get down to one of the lower levels, and then you go back up again. So running more than 2, I just doesn't seem like it's the right choice for me. I think 2's fine. 2 Forerunners, 2 Dogfighters, TIE Fighters, and 2 Slip Riders. Now, things might change a little bit. I might want to run a 3rd Slip Rider and only 1 Dogfighter. Or, you know, again, I might want to run 3 Dank Destroyers and only 1 Forerunner, or who knows. But for now, I think that's the right choice for the ships. You know, people might find a deck where you run, like, Overdrive Teleporter, Dogfighter, Slip Rider, and you just tribute Monarch Stormforth and tribute over your opponent's monsters. I don't know, but for now, that's what I've got, and it kind of looks alright to me so far. I've done a few test games and it's been alright, but we'll just have to see how that goes. I don't think Dark Destroyer needs to be at 3 in the deck. I just really don't. This is a little bit of a tricky one here, choosing this. I have 3 Good Witch and 1 Wicked Witch. Now, I could see people playing 2 and 2, or 3 of one and 1 of the other, or, you know, just 3 of one and not even playing the other one, or 3 and 2. Honestly, I don't see Wicked Witch that great. I kind of see it as the card that you go down to if your opponent's trying to OTK you, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to bring my Wicked Witch out from the deck, I'm going to stay alive this turn, and then I'm going to do shit next turn. Otherwise, I find Good Witch a lot better than Wicked Witch. But again, you can run 2 and 2. There's almost no problem with that. But for now, I'm testing out 3 and 1. I'm going to see how that goes. The obligatory 3 Farmgirl. There's a reason why I don't want to release this whole deck list yet. And that's because of my understanding of the deck. Farmgirl is kind of like the graph to Burning Abyss. It is the card which gets you into your deck, gets you into what you need, and lets you get somewhere. It's great with Lightsword, it's great with Good Witch and Lightsword. It's great with Honest, which you obviously run 2 in the deck. It's great with Dark Hole and Raigeki if you use them first, or Raigeki anytime really. As long as you can deal damage, it's good because you get to search. And obviously you'd probably search for Dark Destroyer first, or something else that can help you. Maybe a Kozmo Town. Can you search for Kozmo Town? Kozmo card. So you can add Kozmo Town or Lightsword. Obviously, probably wouldn't add Lightsword straight away, but it's the graph. It's the card that lets you get into your bigger plays. Yeah, it's an excellent card. Obviously, that's why it's so hyped. But I was really happy. I got them for like $40 each Australian, roughly. So I had a pretty good time getting them, and they're like 140 now, Australian. Now, these are the cards I'm missing, which I've ordered 2 already, and the 3rd one I've got to get my hands on, which will be 3, sorry about the proxy, 3 Strawman. Now, I've done some testing online, and if this comes up blank, I'm going to be so annoyed. I've done testing online with Strawman, and he is the sir of the deck. You have a banished Dark Destroyer, and you special summon out the Dark Destroyer for 500 life. It's got 3k attack, its effects negated, who cares, they can target it and they can pop it. Doesn't matter. And its only gets destroyed, you go into Forerunner. Or something else. It's just, it lets you continue on your plays when you have, a play you can't make. And it also you can banish it and go into Farmgirl anyway. Like, it's that kind of card which actually lets you continue on when perhaps you couldn't. Like I said, it's like the Sir. So Graph lets you get the cards out of your deck onto the field, and once they've been used up, Sir lets you reuse them. In the same way, Strawman is the Sir of this deck, and Farmgirl is the Graph. So Farmgirl lets you get the cards out and into your hand and an available resource, and Strawman lets you reuse them once they've been used up. So I really would not understand why people would play less than 2 or less than 3 of Strawman in this deck. I think he's going to be absolutely phenomenal. And especially when the last card comes out, the last few cards, which I'm guessing we'll get the dog. 2 Max C and 2 Honest, because that's how the meta's going. It could be, that could be Ghost Ogre if you really wanted, and you could play the Reasoning. But at the moment, I'm just testing these out. Yeah, Ghost Ogre Reasoning, definitely plausible. The funniest thing is when you're Reasoning and you manage to get a Honest, and then use this effect to add it to your hand. Troll. Okay, next up. Obligatory 3 Kozmo Towns, and 1 Terraforming. Could run 2 Terraforming. I need to get super. Kozmo Town's absolutely ridiculous. Like, if you're not running 3, you're doing it wrong. 2 Lightsword, because it's, again, you kind of want it in your hand, but you don't want more than 1. Even though I think you can equip more than 1 anyway. But still, like, you kind of wouldn't want to do that. You can add them back to your hand anyway if they go from the field to the grave. By paying 800, which is pretty cool. Gold Sark. Oh, now this is amazing. Because Gold Sark works with either Kozmo Town or Strawman. Like, this one card works with 6 other cards in your deck. Turn 1 makes Strawman live. That is big. That is a big thing. That is, you banish out Dark Destroyer, you normal summon out Strawman, and use Strawman's effect to bring out Dark Destroyer. Turn 1. Like, and you still got the Strawman on the field. What? Who cares if Dark Destroyer gets destroyed and you bring out Forerunner? You still made a play. Or you go Kozmo Town and Gold Sark. Okay, Gold Sark banish out Farmgirl. And then use Kozmo Town's effect to add Farmgirl back to your hand. Gold Sark, I knew straight away when I saw Gold Sark, I'm like, this is probably one of those cards that has to be played in this deck, just to make it more viable. I've seen people that run, Sacred Swords of 7 stars, but I just feel like that's not the right choice. I feel Gold Sark is by far the way to go, especially with Strawman, especially once people realize that Strawman is going to be ridiculously good in the deck. Next up, Triple E-Telly. That's obvious enough, Farmgirl and Strawman. Hello. Now this is an interesting take. Triple Kaiser Coliseum. Now my idea of this is that if you're going to sit on a Dark Destroyer, you're going to make it incredibly hard for your opponent to out your field when you've got a 3k non-targetable monster, kind of like Noble Knights. Hello, channel started from that. Hello, play that. You sit on Dark Destroyer, it gets destroyed, you go into Forerunner. 2-8 untargetable. Cool, that gets destroyed, you go into Dogfighter. That doesn't get destroyed, start of your standby phase. You now have 2 Dogfighters. Because it brings a token out that's a Dogfighter. Like, hey, look, Kaiser Cole is just such a great idea of a card in general in the deck. Also, take a note with Dogfighter. I think what's going to happen is that we'll get, like, the level 1 will be a tuner. So you'll have, like, a level 1 Psychic Light tuner, which means you can go HSAC Weapon, and you can use Dogfighter's token to go on tuners. That's just what I'm thinking is going to happen. So keep that in mind with Kazakol, that, you know, there are a lot of plays you can make. And look, you can draw the game out with this deck. You really can, especially now with Strawman. I said again, it's a Sir of the deck, and that's not a problem. So try that out, and you know, you can try out Reasoning as well. But for now, Kazakol. Double Dark Hole and Raigeki. Normally I wouldn't run Double Dark Hole and Raigeki. I'd run one Dark Hole and Raigeki. But Double Dark Hole purely because, you know, even if you destroy your Dank Destroyer and shit, you'll still get the effects. So wiping your opponent's field with a Dark Hole can still help you. And then finally, for the last two cards, is a Vanities and a Bottomless, which could be a T-Trib, but yeah, that's just, again, I'm just testing this out for now. I'll see how it goes, and then I'll figure everything out later. Alright, give me 1 second, guys. Extra deck. Extra deck doesn't really matter. Honestly, I think I'm just going to fill it full of Ghost Res, and that's what I've already started doing, just to, like, kind of intimidate my opponents. Kinda. But honestly, Ghost Res, that's Ghost Res. Honestly, extra deck's not so important. Ghost Res. Except for one card, which is Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon, because I'll be having Cyber Dragons decided, but I haven't completed the sideboard yet, I'm sorry. Red Eyes Flare Metal. Also, I'll run Cyber Dragon Nova, Cyber Nova Dragon, and Cyber Dragon Infinity. Will definitely be running here as well. I'm thinking at the moment, Magical Android, oh shit, sorry. High Speed Droid Kendama, Ancient Sacred Wyvern, that's a good one to have. Michael the Arc Lightsworn, and then we'll start going into some of the Ghost Rays, Clearwing, Black Rose, Ancient Fairy Dragon, Scrap Dragon, which will probably be like Star Eater as well, and maybe Stardust, and Scarlight will be in here as well. But they're just some ideas at the moment, like nothing's set in stone. The only thing that's set in stone is this, and Ancient Sacred Wyvern. Otherwise, yeah, it's kind of just in the works, in the makings at the moment. And I'll get back to you guys of what I decide, you know, what should be run, and etc, etc. For now, I hope you guys liked this video. Don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe. I'll leave a comment down below what you guys think. I'm sure there's going to be a hell of a lot of different builds for Kozmos coming up in the next few weeks. You know, there'll be a lot of builds running like one Strawman. I think most will realize that you kind of want to run multiple Strawman, but you know, who knows so far. This looks like it's a level 7 synchro deck just by looking at it, and I think they've been pushing them lately anyway. But yeah, it looks to be that's where this deck's headed. Again, I'm not sure the support they're going to give out. But yeah, Strawman looks like it's a definite 3 of, and Farmgirl. I don't know about Dark Destroyer. I think that's honestly only going to be a 2 of in the deck, and same as the rest of the ships, because you don't really want to brick, even with Cosmo Town, because you've got 3 and only 1 Searcher, and of course you want to play another Terraforming. Anyway, Dragon Arthur out.